네, 버나드 케인과 함께하는 미국 주식 시간입니다. 미증시 시황 좀 자세하게 점검해보는 시간 가져보도록 할 텐데요. 저희가 지난 시간에는 이 미증시의 과거부터 현재까지를 짚으면서 앞으로 어떻게 좀 대응할지를 살펴봤습니다. 현재 시장에서는 코로나나 금리 인상, 인플레이션, 그리고 러시아, 우크라이나 전쟁 같은 악재들이 정말 많이 존재하는 시장인데요. 이렇게 악재가 좀 다분한 시장인데 투자자들의 심리까지 압박이 되고 있는 상황입니다. 어떤 전략 가져가면 좋을지 앞으로의 전망 짚어보도록 하겠습니다.
So if we take that sentiment reading, the percent of respondents that are bullish versus the percent of respondents that are bearish, and we say, okay, two things. I want to see less than 22% of the people in the respondent survey say I'm bullish, and I want to see greater than a 20% differential between people that are bullish or bearish. Some people can say they're neutral. So, for example, if I have 50% of the people say that I'm bearish and 20% of the people say that I'm bullish, that differential is like a negative 30%. So 30% of the people have a more bearish opinion of the market than a bullish opinion of the market. These vertical spaces right here going back to 1987, the beginning of the stock market decline that we had in 1987 all the way through here, these are all conditions where we met that condition. 22% of the people or less are bullish, and a greater than 20% of the people, there's 20% more people that are bearish than bullish. So all of these conditions here, and you can see that outside of this event right here, all of these numbers a year later, we've been substantially higher. So we've just recognized that condition last Tuesday. That reading comes out every Tuesday. Can we go to the next chart? Now, since we are worried about interest rate hikes, what I did was I went back and looked at from the time we make a hike to the time we stop raising rates. I looked at the implied Fed funds rate because the implied Fed funds rate should match or correspond with rate hikes. So we anticipate a rate hike in March, and then we're going to go on from there, and how many we get, we don't know. But what I found was since 1989, I took all the conditions where we've had rate hikes and said, what did the market do? We know when we have rate declines, when the Fed's actively easing in the market, that the stock market does better. Does the stock market do worse when we have rate hikes? And what we found is no, it doesn't. It often does better. Not necessarily all the time. So what we have is I've identified 4 conditions before this time where the Fed funds rate went up. The effective Fed funds rate went up in 1994, in 1999 to 2001, in 2004 to 2007, and then in 2018 when we were concerned about that market to mid-July of 2019. And what we can see is the S&P and the NASDAQ, they were higher here, lower here, higher here, and higher there. Now this one is not as low as the actual decline in the market, but there were other things going on during that time that we had during this period where it wasn't just the Fed funds rate that was moving the market. We also had during this period 9/11, and we also had during this period the dot-com bubble. So in essence, what we can think about is declines in the stock market don't always go along with interest rate increases. And we don't even know what we're doing right now is we're probably in the period of maximum concern about interest rate increases currently. What I think we need to think about is what the stock market is going to be thinking about 6 to 9 months out. How are earnings going to perform? And what kind of liquidity is going to be taken out of the market relative to what the market really needs? Are we going to go through periods where there's much less liquidity in the market, and will the Fed truly follow through on its initial discussions and comments that they're going to have a significant number of interest rate increases? I think, just like always, the Fed doesn't know much more than the market already knows now. The market's going to be thinking about what's out 6 to 9 months. And if earnings can continue to grow this year, the stock market could have a significant bounce from here.